Hello everyone, welcome to Music 1139. This is Early Music Appreciation. My name is Leslie Schultes and I'm your instructor for this class. The purpose of this short video is to get you guys acquainted with the layout of the course, and then I also want to make sure that you know what you'll need to get regarding the materials for this class. So I'm going to start by clicking on Start Here, and you will see this Start Here folder. I'm going to click on that. The first thing that we see is a description of our class, and this is the first semester of music appreciation. We're the early music appreciation. I lovingly refer to the music that we'll listen to in here as dweem music, which stands for Dead White European Male. And actually, I love this music. We start with the music from the early church, and we go through the music of Mozart. So while it is the older music, you're going to be listening to some of the best music ever written. So you can read the course description. It's also in the syllabus. There's a link to the syllabus, which you can also find by clicking the syllabus button in the course menu on the left, which I'll show you in just a little bit. Here are the software requirements for our class. And if you need any of this stuff, you can download it here. Links to some tutorial videos. And here, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Materials needed for this class. Okay, you have a few different options. The book we're going to be using is called Listening to Music by Craig Wright. I think the best option for you is to purchase CourseMate, and that's what I asked the bookstore to order. When you purchase this, if you go through the bookstore, you'll be getting something called a printed access card. And here in the shell, I'll show you in a second, there's a link that you'll click on, and it will give you the access to the ebook, the streaming music, listening guides, and some other helpful resources. So that's your best bet. It's the best price. The other option, another option is to buy the textbook, that the 7th edition. Although I do believe that if you buy CourseMate, you can also print out the textbook, which is cheaper. But if you want to buy the real traditional copy of the book, you can do that as well. Also, the 6th edition should work for the most part. We have, I'll show you in a second, another link that takes us to the earlier edition of the book. It's free and it's accessible within the shell. The only problem is that I don't know how long the publishers are going to leave that open. They may close it down starting tomorrow. I don't know. But today it does work, so I'll show you that. And then, you could also buy a paper copy of the 6th edition, probably pretty cheap if you can find it. And for the most part, the 6th edition, it's so close to the 7th edition. There's, I think, 2 musical examples that aren't in the 6th edition, but everything else, page numbers are different, but everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, here we are at the course menu, and on the left you'll see various tools that you can click on. Right now I have it set up that you're coming in on the welcome page, but in the future I'll probably have the entry point on announcements so that you can check for any important announcements. Alright, I'm going to show you some of these other tools a little bit later, but for right now, here are these links that I was telling you about. This is where you're going to click if you buy the CourseMate that I was telling you about. And if you click here, I'm sure it's going to ask you for the access code. It's kind of easy to get lost in this new edition. But before I show you that, let's go to the older edition. This is currently working, as I said, the ebook version of the older 6th edition. You can get most of the music here as well. So how long they're going to leave this available, I don't know. Let's take a look at the 7th edition. I'm going to click here. I already have access, so this should be what it looks like for you guys. Click on that MindLink CourseMate. Okay, it might take a few seconds for this to open. This is what it should look like once you're in. The ebook is right here at the top, and you can click on it and click Access the ebook. Alright, again, it might take a few seconds, but once you're in, this is what it should look like. Now, if I go up to Contents, scroll down here, you can get to the chapter that you want pretty easily. What I love about the ebook is that you can get to the music within it. So I'm going to pick an example of a listening guide. which happens to be on page 10. So there you see what's called a listening guide, and when you click on the little icon there, it will play the music. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, I closed out of the ebook window and I'm back in CourseMate. Just to show you there's another way to get to the music, you can click on Active Listening Guides and you will have the music along with descriptions of the music. I really like these a lot. So this is another way to listen to the music and follow along with what's happening. Okay, another way to get to the music is to click on Streaming Music, and this just gives you the music. Remember that you need to be in the right chapter, so if you're looking for the music for, say, chapter 4, you'll need to click up here to that specific chapter. Okay, the two main things that I wanted to show you were the ebook and how to get to the music. Of course, there's a lot of other really cool things inside CourseMate. Like I said earlier, it's kind of easy to get lost. So let me show you where to go so that you know exactly what you're supposed to do so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, here we are back in the course menu here on the left, and I'm going to click on Weekly Learning Modules. This is where you're going to want to go every week to look at the work that you have to do and to submit it. In each week's learning module, you'll find the weekly outcomes and agenda. The agenda is the roadmap, which when I was taking my first online class, I found to be so helpful. So don't forget to look at the agenda. And then you'll also see 2 yellow folders. The first yellow folder provides the resources and reading materials for you. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff in there. For example, there's some lectures by Craig Wright, the author of our book, which I think are excellent. And then I also put some of my own instructional videos in there, links to the reading and music and so on. I'm going to leave up to you how much time you can spend there, but that's where you'll find the materials that you need. The second folder is the place where you go to actually submit your coursework. So let me click on week 1, and you should see the learning outcomes here at the top. There's the agenda or the roadmap. Here's the weekly reading resources and materials folder, and then I'm going to click on coursework because again, this is where you're going to submit all the stuff that you need to do all semester. The only exceptions are the concert reports, which you'll hear more about this later on, but you'll submit those in the concert report tool over here on the left. Everything else is in the coursework folders every week. The first thing that you'll find is the discussion, and you can get to it directly by clicking on it here. You can also get to the discussion board over here under course content. They'll take you to the same place, but again, this is the coursework folder. This week I'd like you guys to introduce yourself, and there's some questions to think about. And then if you scroll further down, you'll see what's called the syllabus quiz. This week I'd like you guys to read through the syllabus pretty thoroughly and then take this syllabus quiz. And then here's the quiz that goes along with the second chapter of the reading. So I know that you can find some of this stuff, well, you can find some similar things inside CourseMate, but this again is the place that you're going to go to actually submit your answers, okay? Okay, I just want to point out a few more of these tabs here, or these tools under the course menu, that you can click on these and explore a little bit more. Here you can find a copy of the syllabus here, and I'll also have the syllabus inside the week 1 reading resources materials folder. Some information about me and policies like things like how long it takes me to respond to emails and things like that. The weekly learning module is the most important place to go, as I've talked about. More information about the course. And I think I told you almost everything about CourseMate. Here's a link to the older 6th edition. The elements of music will only be available if you purchase the CourseMate. So unfortunately, if you don't, I don't think you're going to be able to get to this. There's some information about concerts that will become handy in the future, and concert reports. As we get nearer to the test dates, I'll be posting study guides for our tests. Support. There's the discussion board. Some of these things are hidden that you won't be able to see, but let's see. Course communication. I prefer that you guys email me through messages, and each other through messages, which you will find here. I think that is, oh yeah, and one more thing, my grades. This is where you're going to go to check your grades. All right, everybody, I think that's it for now. I hope that your first week of classes go as smoothly as possible and that you enjoy the experience. Thanks a lot.